Welcome, everybody, to Biz Morning. Tim Town here. I've got a special guest, and we are going to be doing a spin-off podcast together. So stay tuned for that. But without further ado, Box Car Barney, welcome.
Thank you.
It's exciting to me because, number one, Barney has done quite a bit throughout his life. We're not going to talk about age here, but I am in my 50s. And one of the things that I look at is people over 45, they feel like life is almost over. Isn't it funny?
That's right.
I'm 58 and I feel like I'm only entering the third quarter, and that's the way it is because I believe that I'm going to make it to 100. That being said, I never want to retire. I always tell people don't retire. When I was a financial planner, I saw people retire, and that's when they died. Even our president will say, his father always says, if you retire, you expire. And I 100% believe in that. So some of the things we're going to talk about today, Barney has done quite a bit. He has done millions throughout his life. One of the things I want to talk about today is the boring businesses. If anyone watches Cody Sanchez, I don't know if you've heard of her or not.
No, I have not heard of her.
I'll tell you what, she's amazing. But Cody Sanchez talks about the boring businesses all the time. And I know you didn't like that term. But explain that for a minute.
When you said laundromat is one of them, how could that be boring? It's one of the best businesses you can get into because it's cash. Cash is king.
Yeah.
Cash is what you want to get in businesses. Now the credit cards are getting involved. Now you can do credit cards with cash, whatever, but cash is king. How I ended up is one day I had a factory and I decided, like, I was in front of a beautiful lake, Chautauqua Lake. It was a park. And I was one day in the hospital. I had to have a procedure done. And I said, geez, I want to build an ice cream shop. So I looked around the area and there was no ice cream shop. So I ended up buying it and not buying it, but putting up an ice cream shop from the beginning. That thing became one of the #1 Western New York selling of ice cream.
I remember it. Yeah.
Can I say the name?
Yeah, of course.
Box Car Barney.
Yeah. Great.
All right.
Great.
So that's why they call me Box Car Barney. They couldn't say my last name, Barnevich. It's Barney.
I still can't say it.
Yeah. That's why it's Box Car Barney.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I wanted to sell cars. So I said, if they're going to buy my cars, they're going to sell my ice cream. And if they sell my ice cream, they're going to buy my cars. So I ended up getting a used car lot and putting it up there and bringing it in like Mercedes-Benz from California, bringing it in, getting them all fixed up and to the point where I could sell it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's exciting. Well, one of the things I want to do is talk about some of the boring business stuff, but I also want to talk about one of the things that I always loved, and I know you and I talked about it a little bit, and that is restaurants. But man, we're starting to see a beat down with restaurants. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, but Wendy's is actually closing a lot of the stores. We're starting to see stuff that I always thought was blue collar or blue chip type stocks even. They're going under. I would have never thought that I would ever see the day that Red Lobster was going to go out.
How about Subway? Subway is
I
in
did not know
trouble.
that.
Yeah, Subway is like in bankruptcy. So they're losing a lot of the credibility on that also. I've been reading all this information. A lot of these big corporations are like going under because you know why? Sometimes you get too big. If there's too many stores, how are you going to afford to keep them running, and how you got to be in the right area in the right place. And right now we're in the trending type of business community, I think.
Yeah,
everything's trending.
It is, and the environment is changing. We got AI taking over
taking over this and that. Now McDonald's wants to do everything automatically, no people involved. I think that's one of the bad things about businesses. The more, I think you want that human aspect in it, where you talk to somebody and be able to relate. And I want a steak. I want it well done or medium. If you talk to a machine, they don't know what you do. They may be more accurate, but you don't have that personal touch.
Yeah.
And to me, I think I go to a restaurant because there's a personal touch.
These are actual perfect Manhattans. No, what is it? So that some people drink.
Yeah, Box Car Special.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to speak to that because I still love the restaurant industry. I have not invested in one yet, but if I were to invest in one, this is what I would do. And I'm going to get your take on some of these businesses that people should be looking for if they want to be an investor buying businesses. We're going to talk about where you find them, and we go from there. I'm an investor in SaaS, which is software as a service. So we build apps, like Facebook is a software as a service. People go on there, share photos, they post, they past relationships. It's caused divorce, it's caused marriages.
Yes.
I mean, it's good, it's bad, it is what it is. If you have, and I always come down to this, you got to solve problems. If you solve the problem like you with Box Car Barney, there was no ice cream being served in that area. That's what you got to do. So if it were me in the restaurant industry, I would look at something that's pretty popular, which is right now, Chipotle. What is trending now? And the reason why the Wendy's and the McDonald's and the Burger Kings are in trouble, number one, I believe McDonald's changed their model. They went from appeasing kids, having playgrounds or whatever in there. They changed so badly, in my opinion, that it's going to kill them. I don't think it's going to be around in 5 years.
Because they didn't believe in change. They stay the same.
Yeah.
And now you got to change. Like right now, Chick-fil-A, top of the line.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken. Everybody's right now into being healthy.
Yes.
So now your healthier foods are going to end up being the top notch
And it's not going to
seller. It's not going to
that's
go
going to
nowhere
stay. That's going to stay.
because people are into the health.
They're educated.
Yeah, educated. And now we're going to have chicken's good, Chick-fil-A, and then Chipotle's is good. Everything's good. I think we need a sip.
Yeah.
But the way you said it is one thing. If you're going to get in any business, you got to be aggressive, you got to be hardworking, and you can't be scared to jump. And if you're going to get into something, you got to put the full time into it and make it work. There was a time when I had Box Car Barney, so it was slow.
Yeah.
But you know what? You got to give it up. I use the term in my advertisement, I like neon. You got to put it out there.
Yes.
I'm thinking Box Car Barney's. You got the purple dinosaur. You got this Barney, I love you.
Yeah.
So I put the purple. So that's for them.
Psychologically, yes.
Psychologically, the kids.
Yeah, they connected to it.
Yeah, because it's Barney. And then the Box Car Barney, then I had a neon made with a railroad where a bum was stopped to get my ice cream first, and he was chasing the train.
Yes.
So that was a neon. So you got to have good advertisement.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got to make it more appealing to people. You want them to make them come to you.
Yes.
Okay. And that's why I put a car lot. I figured if they're going to look at my cars, they're going to buy my ice cream.
Yeah.
They buy my ice cream, they're going to look at the cars. So I put all that together. And if you had to do something, think about this. If you had to do a franchise, there was a good thing I was thinking of. You could call it Cars and Creams.
Oh, yeah.
Where you sell cars and have an ice cream shop.
Because now you got an audience that are seeing your cars. Yeah. Great idea.
Yeah. And call it Cars and Creams. And then franchise it.
I believe, some people, it's funny because I had a conversation the other day and the guy kept referring to the other person, their friends, old school. He calls them old school. And I said, yeah, it was funny because what worked back in the day and still work today, reinvented. So I believe that if you look at what was working, like I'll give you an example. If it were me, and it used to be where they said, you never want to be where, let's say a McDonald's, how can you compete with a McDonald's? You're going to compete with McDonald's for the people that don't want McDonald's. If it were me, if I wanted to make a restaurant that is going to flourish, I would knock off Chipotle because first of all, I can outcook Chipotle. We make our own food at home, and nothing against them, but you can back them up. Number two, for what they're giving you, I believe you could do better. So I would do something similar with a different twist to it. You got to test the market, but if you kept your menus tight and short, meaning when I was doing business turnaround, I saw a lot of businesses, restaurants that had page after page of a menu. That's a death of a business. You got to keep it tight.
Yeah, but going back to the old school, I think the old school is what made you and me.
Yes.
Think about it. What our parents did. My father and my mother, both immigrants. I'm not sure. I think yours was too. They came to this country and didn't even know how to speak English.
Yeah.
So they worked hard. They had 2, 3 jobs. My mother always said, I would be without food, clothing or a beautiful house. I would never be without because she went without. So you learn from them how hardworking it is. To get anywhere in this world, you got to work. You got to work. You got to work. And if you're a young kid, I'll give you advice. Work as many hours so you can get into a good job.
Yeah.
And put your money into a 401k.
Yeah.
Put all that money into there and keep building it up. And if you retire from that place for 25, 30 years, you're going to be well worth it. It's going to be so much money if you put 20% in. But you know what? We learned it from our parents.
Yeah.
I see my father bought a house, 2-family. We lived downstairs, upstairs, paid the rent. And then he bought another house. Same thing. Now he puts 2 rents in his pocket.
Yes.
And the 2 were paying for his mortgage. I call that the domino theory.
Yeah.
You get 10 of them, you're almost $1 million.
Yes.
In today's world, that's what happened. Let the other people pay for
Other
your
people's
investment.
money. Yeah. 100%.
Use everybody. Use the bank. The wealthiest people in the world don't use their own money.
I know.
They use the bank.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And
leverage.
And like I read, if you bought a house and for a certain amount of money, you're 400%, you pay more in 30 years because of that mortgage. You pay for it. You'll never get that return.
Yeah.
You're better off buying 2-family houses, living in it for free, and let that one pay the mortgage and keep buying houses.
Yeah.
In real estate or invest correctly.
100%. I like automation. I like investments that are going to make money that takes less time of my own. Like, for instance, I'm going to give the top 10. So this is after due diligence.
All right.
These are the top 10 businesses. Number 1 is laundromats. Why it works is reoccurring demand, simple apps. It doesn't take much to run a laundromat.
Number 1 thing, cash.
Yes.
That's the key.
Go to that and speak to that. Cash.
It's cash.
Yeah.
Because if it's cash, I don't know if we can, but in reality, cash is, you show, yeah. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's common sense.
Yes.
And I
I
don't
like
have
that
to
too.
explain to the audience, but it's common sense.
Yeah.
When
And
it's a
even if it
cash in-
changes,
Yeah.
the modality of
Yeah.
how that happens
Yeah.
is going to change with
Yeah.
it. Okay, it can be approved with a card system. Right. So what we did with this research is, and I want to talk about this because it doesn't matter how old you are. Like, matter of fact, when I was on a comm call the other day, I said, yeah, I am, because he made me aware that you didn't know that you're like in your latter 50s. I go, but I'm not putting a period at the end of my sentence. I'm not going to do it. So it doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to keep going until I don't.
Think about it.
Yeah.
When you're ready to die is when you're not willing to keep working. Then you said, I had enough. But
That's
have enough. You push.
Yeah.
I'm at that age. I'm not going to say what
Right,
old I am. People will never believe it anyways, but that's okay. But you know what? To this day, I'm going to keep buying until I pass away.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That keeps me living. It keeps me young. It keeps my mind.
increases your legacy.
It's like I'm building. One guy, I'll never forget it. He worked for me, and his name was David. That's all I'm going to say. And I said, David, he was probably the freakiest, goofiest guy I've ever met in my life.
All right.
But you know what he said? One thing that caught my mind is one thing he said. He says, no one's ever going to forget me.
Oh, nice.
And I looked at him. I said, you're right. To this day, everybody would never forget because he was to the point where he's goofy enough where, remember with David, that he did this and that. But that's the way no one's going to forget him. And he was right.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So if you go and build something from nothing, and Box Car Barney was nothing, but if you go and put down Box Car Barney's in your phone, that's the only one that will show up. It's in the whole world.
Wow.
So that is going to go, and to me, I'm proud of that.
Yes.
Because that's how it started.
Yeah. Very cool. And I love it. I'm going to come back to the ice cream thing because I do believe in that. I like that business model. Laundromats. So when they say boring businesses, what does that mean? I'll tell you exactly what I believe it means. It means, let's say you're at a cocktail party and somebody says, what do you do? I own a laundromat. Not real sexy. Everybody understands it. They get it. But maybe if you said, I own 150 laundromats, now it's, oh, holy crap.
Yeah.
But still, it's not like this major. Whereas if you said, I own Facebook, then it's holy crap. But what I love about boring businesses is number one, you have an aging population that wants to retire. Some people are they're just tired and they're ready. The love is no longer there. And that is by the way, on a buying aspect, that gives you a edge because they want out, you want in, and to them, the love is no longer there. So the price no longer is at the top. Does that make sense? Whereas if you love it and you know that you need this top dollar, I think you can come in. This is why I believe with some businesses, you can go in with no money of your own.
Yeah, but you know what? Why do you care about people that show themselves to be very wealthy? Most of the time, they're not that wealthy.
I know.
They're fooling you.
Yeah.
You know, the guy I just
The
read,
one that's dressed more, yeah,
yes,
Warren Buffett.
look, he drives that old truck and he doesn't, yeah. And even the Waltons, the same thing, the one that developed all that stuff. But think about this. The person that shows off and buys the Rolex watches, the beautiful houses, this and that, it's like these kids. When they get a good job, they buy a boat, they buy
Yes.
this, buy that. And I was jealous of that. But you know what? I was working overtime. I wasn't buying them kind of things. I was trying to
You're in,
feed my family. I was investing. I bought houses. I bought this. Here they got all that. They could show it off, but what did they got at the end?
exactly. Yes.
Nothing. They're bums.
Yes.
The person that has and doesn't show that, I do like nice houses and nice cars. If I was really truly the person I should have been, I shouldn't have that nice house and the cars. I should have invested better. But I invested good enough where I can make a good living and make money at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was putting most of my money into that 401k. And that's the key. 401k is probably the best investment you can ever do. And that's what, to me, the guys that wear Rolexes, they're fake.
Yes.
And I was jealous. And at the time, when these kids were selling when the downturns come, they're selling them boats for a dime for the dollar.
Yep.
So I can buy them. And then I resell it back to them.
Yeah.
Who's the smarter one? So don't ever say the laundromat would be baloney.
Yeah.
I got cash.
Yes.
Okay. Liquor stores.
Yeah.
Cash. But there's more.
I get it. I
yeah.
get it. Yep.
But they're well like maintained, like the government.
You're
Yeah,
licensed and all
You know,
that.
to me, car washes, laundromats, storages.
Yeah, that's number two.
Yeah, that's
I'm not a big fan of them, but
no.
I
me
get the
neither.
money.
There's
Yeah.
too many of them.
Yeah.
They're saturated.
Yeah.
The market's
100%.
saturated. So now you got to come up with something different. And like your restaurant business, everybody wants to get into it because they think they got it. But my mother, I'll never remember her saying this. She said, and I'll tell you, she said, you can make a fortune. And there was nothing like that. If someone would got the skills and the know-how, she said soup and sandwiches. That's all you got to do.
Yes.
Soup
100%.
and sandwiches.
Yep. It would kill it.
You kill it.
Yep.
You put everybody out of business.
Yeah.
Because soup is very easy to make.
Yep.
But you got to make sure it's good.
Yeah.
And then sandwiches. Make your own bread. Very easy to do.
Yeah.
But she always said that. I'll never forget that. Soup and sandwiches. And make a franchise.
Okay, so self-storage is why it works, high margins, low labor for obvious reasons, pricing power, good management, and software, meaning keyless, unlock, stuff like that. If I was to put that, so laundromat, I would love to invest in that. I haven't yet, but there's a plaza that I'm looking to buy. And the very first thing, what I want to do, if I buy a plaza, and we're going to come down to buying plazas, if I was to buy a plaza, I would want 3 to 4 of the space for rent owned by me, meaning I would own the laundromat that would be in the plaza. And there's a few other things that I would own that would be.
There's another trick to it. Leave it to yourself.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
then, of course, you can actually write it off.
Yeah.
Make money and show a loss.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're buying equipment. You got 5 years to show losses.
Self-storage, though, like you said, there's too many of them.
Too
I
many.
went-
Tax rate.
How about car washes?
Car washes.
That's number 3.
Yeah. To me, that's cash cow.
Yes. It
Everybody
doesn't
needs a
matter
car.
how many.
Yeah.
Because half the time they got a backup, so you're going to go
Yeah.
to the next one.
Yeah.
So I think car washes would do extremely well. I love the fact that, hey, let's go back to laundromats. So I was looking, because I'm interested in this one plaza, I was looking at a laundromat and I called this company, and I recommend anybody do this, right? If you're flirting with something, know the business. You can use AI to, hey, I'm looking to invest in this. Tell me why I should, tell me why I shouldn't. Then say, what could I do to improve that business? And what is the best money moves that I can make? Meaning, should I lease the equipment? So I called this company up, and I can lease the equipment to where if anything goes wrong, they are there within 24 hours
And
to
you're better off,
repair it.
right?
Oh, by far.
And they-
And they
It's
replace.
self-management.
So you're paying a
right?
lease and everything else is profit. I just like that business model.
You know what else would be a great thing? Think about it.
Yes.
People, what's the biggest thing in Florida where I live? It's the biggest thing in these clubs are machines.
Yes. Especially the gambling. Yes.
Gambling. Now, if you think about it, if you put a laundromat, yeah, and put machines in there,
See, this is why.
laundromat,
This is the way you think.
the laundromat will make a fortune because if they're doing their laundry, they're going to play that damn machine.
Yeah.
And if they don't even, they might even play the machine and not even do laundry. Who cares?
Yeah,
Click
right,
on
right.
yes,
You're
cha-ching,
still
cha-ching,
making money.
cha-ching. Think about it.
That's a very good idea. Okay. Car washes, we both like that one. How about HVAC? Why it works. Essential services, meaning AI and robots are not going to, for the next 10 years, not going to replace it.
No.
Repeat maintenance contracts, strong local demand. Here's what I would say with HVAC. So for those that don't know what that is, it's heating, cooling, all that good stuff. Some of it requires a license, but you can own the business and you hire licensed people. People don't realize you can do that.
Remember what I told you?
What's that?
The first thing that I told you, if I was a younger guy, I would go into that business. Heating, air conditioning,
Yes.
and maintenance. Big money. Florida. You can't go. You got to wait 3
100%.
days. 2-3 days sometimes.
Yes.
Because if a young kid, I give him like a little bit of information, is if I was to, college is good. Don't get me wrong. College is very good. But you know what it is? The most millionaires or billionaires in this world never went to college.
I know it.
You know what they did? They did a lot
Well,
of reading.
I have a theory on that one.
They did a lot of reading. They did a lot of input. Charlie's Kirk, he never finished college.
No.
But he did a lot of reading, this and that. You know why? Because to me, I'll be honest with you, to me, it's common sense.
Yes.
If you can think it out, you got to think things out. What people like, what people don't like, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. But I'm telling you right now, to the point where if the young kid should learn some kind of a skill trade right now.
Yes.
Because you're not AI. You're going to need electricians.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to fix that.
Yeah. Plumbing.
Plumbing. You got to have that.
Yep.
They're going to still build houses. AI got to need repairs. Like you got a computer. You got like a robot. You got to get into the skills trade because that's the key. You're going to need
100%.
service. There's too many engineers now. There's too many rocket scientists. But if you have that kind of mind, of course, you got to have that mind. But you know what? These people that had that kind of mind, Microsoft, Apple, to them developed that when they were in college. They became,
Which is true.
Yeah, which just happened in the garage.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't even go to college.
The ones that don't. So I had a mentor that his name is Lance, and he says, Tim, college is for me to hire those to work for me, meaning he never went to college.
Yeah.
But he said, so I asked him, I said, you know what's funny about that? Because I went to business school for finance. And I said, it's funny that you say that because I was always an entrepreneur. And I never had the need or the want to go to college for that because I already knew, if that makes sense. I would rather go under somebody's wing and learn. I don't need the prestigious document on a wall. I don't need trophies. My trophy is the business itself. I thought that was funny. He says, people that get degrees work for those that don't have them, which is hilarious.
Right.
It's true. 100% true.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's all common sense. What are you going to do with statistics? You got to take that to pass a grade, okay?
Yeah.
Statistic. Okay, don't get me wrong. If you're into it, it's fine. But what's it going to help me in the business? All I got to know is 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 2 is 4. That's how you make money. But statistics, this, that. To me, I think the way to get out there is to go and do it and try to teach yourself to do it. You know what I mean? I said, if someone thinks it out and can do it, I can do it. But I can't be a doctor, and I don't have that kind of mind. But if it comes to like businesses, engineering, I have that kind. I can think that out.
Yeah, yeah.
I said I
100%.
can do it.
Yep.
But like to be a rocket scientist, of course, that's a special person.
Yeah. But look at Elon. He wasn't a rocket scientist,
No.
but he wanted rockets, so he
Yes.
found rocket
Yeah.
scientists.
But you know what he did? He found resources
Yes.
that knew how to,
Oh, I love this one.
and he kept pushing them to make
Yeah.
that work.
Okay. Plumbing and electrician, that speaks for itself.
Oh,
100% needed. Now, mind you, when we talk about these things, I'm more of a business owner, meaning I would want to, if I owned an electrician company, I would want to have electricians work for me. And then I would have a system that allows people, like I own Contractor Pages, that finds people that need the electric work. I put my people on the job. You run the business, opposed to actually working in the business. I love this one. Number 7. Ready?
go.
Love this one. I'm wondering if you will. You're not going to believe it either, because talk about boring businesses. But I'm telling you, what I love about it is it's always needed. It's like eating. I love businesses that's like eating. You need it every day. Ready? Number 7, landscaping and lawn care. You're from Florida.
That's one of the biggest businesses. Matter of fact, I have a friend that I'm seeing. Her son's in the landscaping business.
Okay. Does he do
Yeah.
well?
He does really well.
There it is.
You know what? If the key is, he has to get bigger because he's by himself, and sometimes
That's the problem, though.
Yeah.
He's working in the business.
yes,
He needs
But
the people to do it.
yes,
He needs to be the
to get
marketer.
bigger and to market it better. And when you get it in Florida, they call it property maintenance. If you got into the property maintenance, you'll make a little fortune.
I'll be damned.
Fortune.
I love that. I don't do it, but I
You
love that
gotta
I'm
be on
flirting.
top of it.
Yeah.
The trouble is, today's world, it's hard to find good help. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the key. Finding your help is what makes your business, because they got to be like you.
Yeah, what's funny? So I was talking to my buddy Lance, and I said, what if somebody owned a landscape, because him and I are both flirting on this thing. I said, what if somebody owned a landscaping business, and let's say it was just lawn care, so mowing, and you brought your robot mowers, you drop it off, because they're over $1,000 for a good one.
Yeah.
Do you get my point? And then you pick it up when it's
In
done.
Florida, they have them. But you know what? Every time I take my bike ride, I go bike riding a lot, and I see all these mowers, they're stuck.
Oh,
yeah. There people are working, but the damn mower's stuck. That's why sometimes you can't replace personal pets.
Not to mention, I had a buddy that
Yeah.
said, you're not going to believe this. Hey, cool. What's the deal? Lives in Florida, lives in Naples. Says, I buy this machine. He goes, I programmed it. I was having a problem. The guy came out. He helped me with it. It's got to learn the parameters of his house. It learns, right?
Yes.
He says, I shit you not. Day one, robot does its thing.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, somehow it says it's offline.
Yeah.
An alligator attacked it. It thought it was,
That's something to eat.
but see, if it was a real human, that's not going to happen. Okay, let's
No.
move on.
No. It could, but hopefully it doesn't.
I don't like this one. Number 8, commercial cleaning and janitorial.
Oh, that's
It
big
just
money.
doesn't do it for me.
No, but you know what? There's money involved.
Yes.
Down there, it's needed. Now, if you got to be in that area, Florida, a lot of retired people. Right? In New York State, where we are now, guess what they use? The Amish women make a lot of money doing that.
I'll be darned.
And see, the Amish people, let's put the Amish people here. They don't have no education. They have like 6th grade.
They're labor.
Yeah, but they're like a group. They work together. And the thing
And
with
they work
Amish
hard.
family, they work hard. That's the key. They work
But
hard,
you can trust them.
and they build, they do cleaning, they'll do baking, anything to make money.
Yes.
And you know what? I give them credit. They have no phones, no nothing, no education. And look, they made it. You know why they make it? Because it's in here. It's in their hands. They're hardworking. And they got brains more than you think. And,
Yeah.
and they know how to make money because it's all hard work. aggressiveness.
Yeah.
And they get the family. The family, if it's women, they'll clean. If it's men,
They build.
yeah. And the way the Amish community works is the more they produce kids, the more he makes.
Yeah.
The father. Because they work for you until you leave and get married and then go to another's.
It's funny that you bring that up because commercial cleaning and janitorial, what would my approach be on this? I don't own anything. Makes me wonder though. I'd want to own the SaaS that manages them where they would pay for the service that manages them.
I think that's the biggest thing because think about it, you could put that under your landscape and property management. Because if you do landscaping, this and that, you know what? Someone's got to wax the floor in the banks, your plazas.
Yeah.
If you have that business, spray
Cross
washing, cleaning driveway. I'm telling you, it's a fortune.
Yes, 100%.
And it's cash sometimes. And when you get cash, okay, I went to one of these car places. I wanted my oil change and oil change and rotate tires. Okay. I said, how much is it going to cost me? I have a Ram truck. Of course, synthetic. It takes 6 quarts. He says, I'll do it for $100 cash. Oh, really? I said, how much for the car? 131. Think about it. Cash.
Yes.
All right, I'm not going to say any more.
I get it.
But think about what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm saving $31. Even if I took that card and gave them 131, I'm still losing because I'm only making 3%. So I lose.
Yeah.
I'm better out cash.
Yes.
Why did he say cash? See what I'm saying?
Yep.
Cash is key. And then that's how Amish work. They don't take no credit card.
No, I know.
Cash.
Yes.
That's why they're wealthy.
Yes.
They even have their own banks. If you want to go buy a house,
did not know that.
Yeah, when I say their own banks, I'm an Amish. And I have 800,000 in the bank.
Okay.
They do. Now, a young kid wants to borrow it. I'll give it to him, and they borrow it to him for 3%. But for Amish, that's making money.
Yes.
Okay? For us, it's because we got to pay all these expenses. 3% is nothing. That's why we invest in, like, mutual funds to try to make money. Now, that's another thing. If you sell a place and you make, like we're talking about, remember, like if you sell your business, you had to say, I'm just giving us a number.
Yeah.
700,000. You take that 700,000 and put it into a mutual fund that's making you 10 to 15%, which is easy to make right now, today.
Especially today.
You're going to make, what's 10% of the 700,000? 70,000.
70,000 doing nothing. Yes.
You can live the rest of your life with.
By the way, that's my favorite way to make money is money making money.
That's how you do it.
That's my favorite way to make money. And to that, I want to speak because I love what I do. And right now I've gone all in on my own stuff, like SaaS systems and stuff like that. But once I sell out, because I got one that's going through an acquisition right now, hopefully it's going to be pretty decent amount of money. Believe it or not, I thought, am I going to put that into some? Believe it or not, I think I'm going to put it right into Fidelity or what we're talking about. Yeah. And then there's a game which on our next show, we'll talk about how to work with the money making money, like the game of it, meaning money market versus index funds and all that. I would love to do that. Okay. Next one.
Well, before we make a point, let me make a point. When you buy something, this is how I buy. All right. You got to buy smart. Have I lost? I've never really lost in real estate. Real estate is the best investment that you can ever have.
Yeah.
If it's insured. If there's a fire.
Yep.
If
she's going to buy. Yeah. You know if it's a good deal.
Yeah. If it's a flood, this and that, you get insured. But if you put your money into the stock market, you're not insured. But real estate, I always believed in real estate. I always made money. But the key that I wanted to say is you always buy something, like they say, location. But you always buy something where this is how I think, how I can get out of it if I have to get out of it in 3 years without losing money. My son always says to me, he says, Dad, you don't own nothing more than 3 years. Because you know why?
I love that.
You build it.
That makes sense.
You build it into the point where you make it where if you and I may get into that business of the barndominiums.
Yeah.
Because to me,
that's this?
Yeah.
Can I say real quick, interject?
Go ahead.
You're selling this.
Yes. It's already sold.
It's already sold.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful barndominium. Yeah. I may show you some photos at the end of this pod.
Yeah.
This might be the only podcast that we film here.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful barndominium, but go ahead.
Yeah. So to me, it's always where you have to, if you can get out of it, you get out of it.
Yeah.
And that's the business point of it. Like my son, he said to me, a little story behind it. He was sentimental with this place in the Keys. We used to go to the Keys. His grandfather owned it.
Oh.
Him and his grandfather were close. So he ended up buying it. My wife and ex-wife inherited it, sold her half, gave her half to my son and my daughter.
Ooh.
My daughter sold out to my son.
Oh, damn.
And then my son
Your son's
had to
smart.
buy out.
Fantastic. Your
And
son's
they lived in the Keys.
nice.
And then I bought a place next to the Keys. I own a place in the Keys. I bought the next door neighbor. He helped me out with that one. But then he said to me, Dad, I'll never will sell this place. I said, Adam, you
Depending on the price.
that's
Everything's for
money talks, bullshit walk.
Yeah.
And that's the way it goes. And
Yeah.
I said, you know what? One day you're gonna regret what you said, because you're gonna do it. Because you know what you do? You buy something. You always try to buy something, sell it at a profit, and build yourself up.
Yes.
That's what I used to do.
Hmm.
Buy, I build myself up.
Does he still own it?
No, he sold it. And then he ended up buying a beautiful house right on the Gulf, overlooking
Damn.
everything. And yeah, he went from a certain amount to another amount.
Yeah, yeah.
It was, he
Fantastic.
upgraded tremendously.
Matter of fact, it's on my bucket list to have a place in the Keys. Okay, so pest control, accounting, bookkeeping, and
Pest
payroll.
control, that's
No, if I was to do pest control, which I don't like the business model at
Yeah.
all. If I was to do that, because I don't like chemicals, if I was to do that, if I wanted to be in pest control, I would be in the SaaS side of it, meaning software that offers software to pest control companies that route their vehicles and all that. That's what I would do on that.
there's too many of them.
Accounting, bookkeeping, payroll firm.
That's a
I think
it's
AI
a tough
can
business.
replace that.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
do. I believe AI is
Yeah.
going to replace
Right
it.
now, you got QuickBooks, this and that can do it all for you.
Okay, so where do you find these deals? All right. Now,
Don't you have a business?
yeah, I do, but I'm big on being transparent. So the first one is Biz Buy Sell. You can find businesses like that. So when they say boring businesses, here's what I think what boring businesses are. It's brick and mortar. Because everything online, tech, and stuff like that is what's called or referred to as sexy. But at the end of the day, Biz Buy Sell, and then off market, you can be in group looking for businesses. And then, of course, I own BizRoom, bizroom.co, where you can find businesses for sale.
But would you call a business boring if you're making money?
No, when they
What-
say
what-
boring,
To me, that's
Yeah.
bullshit.
I love it.
Yeah, you know what? Anything that you can make money on is not a boring thing.
No, nope.
So when they say boring, not everybody is going to have a sexy house, because you know what? That person that don't have that is living by their means, but they still have that money in the bank. If they want, they can buy something cash,
Yes.
cash is key. But the thing is, to me, there's nothing that is making money is called boring, in my opinion.
No.
Money is, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, money is a disease.
It is.
The more you have, the more you want. And the more you want, the more you want to have.
But isn't it a game?
It is
I think it's fun.
it's funny that you said that. It's a game. It's a freaking game. You know what? You're playing chess.
Yes.
And I remember, well, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Yeah.
But you know what? If it don't, you're pushing it there, then that means you got to work harder at it.
Yeah.
Something's not right. So then you think it out. Okay, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? And then you put it together and then you say, okay, it clicks. I got to do this. I got to do that.
Yeah.
And then what you try to do is build that business up in 3 to 5 years, and then you sell it when it's making money.
100%.
And then you help them manage it because you don't want them to fail. And the way I used to do it, I used to buy houses. And
I love that too.
I used to buy houses. Then I fix them up, I rent them out, and I rent it out to the people that I know they had the money.
Yes.
They worked at the plant that I worked.
Oh, smart.
And then I ended up, you like it? Yes. 2 family houses. I'll sell it to you.
Oh, there
Give
it
me
is.
this much down because I had it paid cash. But give me this much down and I'll hold the percentage. At that time, it was like 14, 15%, if you
Yeah,
remember them days.
I remember.
So I hold it for 10%. Give me money.
Fantastic.
And then 5 years, I made an extra 60,000, 70,000.
Yep.
And they're happy because the people paid and they lived there for nothing.
Yeah.
So in them days, that's how I used to do it. I used to sell it on land contract.
I want to speak to that because you have this barndominium which is gorgeous. Again, I'll show some photos. And one of the things that you and I are always floating with is like this 1035 exchange or whatever.
Oh.
I have a SaaS company that I'm selling. I had to put it in an LLC. I love what's called SPEs, which is special purchase entities. And that's how we used to sell stuff, portfolios or whatever in the past. So here's what I would love. If you're a tax pro, we need to know Barney's going to be selling this as well as future stuff. What is the best way of preserving capital when it comes to selling a let's say the barndominium?
Oh,
We're not going to use the amount, but let's just say it's about a mil or within the mil range. And so you sell it for a mil. Where can you put that money so you don't have to pay the capital gain?
The only thing, 1035 is the way to go.
Yes.
All right. 1035 will conserve that money. You don't have to pay no capital gains, but in that
Do you
period
want
of
to have
time,
a plan for that? Or
yes and no. But the thing is this, if you do something like that, you're going to have to buy something right away. I think you got a 3-month to 6-month period. So now you would have to find a complex, the same amount.
It's got to be like,
Yeah, it's got to be like a flip-flop.
Yeah.
And then you take it, but you got to do it before the sale. You got to go to your attorney and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Take that money and put it, but then you got to trust the other lawyer because all that money goes to him. It's doing the purchase of something in Florida. Like for me, I live in Florida. So I have to buy a complex that's the same amount, but it's got to be a complex. You can't live in it.
Right.
You can't do anything. It's got to be an investment.
It's got to be an investment, 100%.
But then I asked the question, if I buy a 12 unit, can I live in one of them? Then you can't write that one off. So now you technically got 11 units.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
All right. Because you're not supposed to live in it.
That makes sense.
So I was thinking of even buying a house with a mother-in-law apartment.
Okay.
Now I would be better off living in a mother-in-law apartment and rent out the house. But see, if you do it, technically you cannot do it that way because then they're going to frown on it. You could lose at 1035.
Yeah.
All the assets that go with it. So the best way to do it is you just buy a.
That's why I love the actress Courtney Cox. She was on the show Friends, and she flips, but she lives in them for 2 years. So she fixes us up, and then she decorates the place because they're going to want, because she's really good at
That's
that.
a good point. You got to know how to decorate.
Yes.
You got to know what the trends are today. That's something.
I think this is wonderful.
Yeah, see, I like to decorate.
Yeah.
See, and I got that trend from my mother.
Uh-oh.
But you know what? I know what people like. It's like an intuition of what they like and what will sell. You know what I mean? What I'm trying to say. It's like I had the taste of what people are looking for at this time. Because every house that I bought, most of them I never sold with real estate.
Yeah.
This happened to I sell with real estate, and this is where the problem is. Okay. But usually people that buy my places have cash. And like I said, I had a farm in Lassville, and I sold it to an Amish. And it was like 3/4 of the Amish were bidding against that property.
Oh, okay.
So it was like an auction.
I'll be there.
But a lot of it is cash. And that's another time, another story.
Yeah. We're going to do this again, my friend. This was fun. This is a wrap. It was a lot of fun. But we're going to do a lot more. Because I'll tell you what, we have a lot to go over.
Yeah.
Not to mention future deals, not only that you're doing, that I'm doing, but what I would love is for the audience to get into this and start asking questions and going deeper. Because here's my feeling to wrap this all up. And it goes to the fact of, do you go to college or not? Entrepreneurs are born. That's my opinion. Okay. Entrepreneurs are born when you are. Okay. You have this drive about you.
That's a correct statement because I think you're born to be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can learn it.
I think, but the only thing is this. To me, this is what I believe. If you know how to make money, you got to help people that are trying to make money.
Yes.
To
100%.
me, I get more satisfaction to help out younger people that want to work.
Yeah. Good.
The ones that are lazy, I don't want to help them. They tell me,
That'll never.
Barney, how do you make this money?
They want the fast.
I say, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a good job. They wanted my job. How did I get this? I started from the beginning. I worked my ass off. You know what? I don't sit on the couch. I don't play that freaking games. I don't do all that crap. I'm out there hustling.
Yes.
You hustle.
Yeah.
You go.
That
Push,
becomes your game.
push. That's my game.
Yes.
I push to be what I am today. You got to be aggressive, hardworking, and it's like anything else. And I got to say here, and I wrote it down because we had a couple drinks here, but it says, yesterday is a history.
Oh, I love this.
Tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift.
100%.
Think about it. Right or wrong.
100%. Yes.
If I did something wrong yesterday, that's history. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's done. You learn from it.
Forgive yourself.
You learn from it and keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know what? Always try to help people out, kids, anybody. You go to Aldi's, you see a mother with kids, and she can't afford it. I went there, I saw that. I said, well, how much is it going to cost? I'll pay for everything. I've done that several
good
times.
for you.
You got to do that.
Yeah.
What you give to
That's my
somebody
timing.
else,
Yep.
yeah, you're going to get back 3-4 times full. You know what I mean? My ex-father-in-law used to say that all the time. I remember that. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
Always give and help because it's going to come back.
100%.
Because you can do it.
Yep. Very good motto.
All right, brother, man.
All right, man. All right.
I did it.
Stay tuned next week. We have some more amazing information. And by the way, put some comments below as to what you would have loved to hear, or maybe you heard something that you want to learn more about that. Put it in the comments below.
But another comment I want to say, this is real. This is just two guys
Yeah,
talking.
This is what we do normally.
Over a drink. And
Or
I think-
driving.
Yeah, or whatever. And this is real. This is not no BS. We went through it.
Yep.
It's not like a book. It's not like you read how to become a millionaire. You know what it is? Hard work, common sense, and
100%.
be yourself. That's it. Push.
Absolutely.
Don't be lazy.
Next week, it's going to be about arbitrage, which you and I will talk about.
That-
Arbitrage.
that you might have to explain what it is.
Yeah. It's, remember the Rolex?
Oh,
I got this thing for
Oh,
sale.
I got it.
Your necklace?
yes.
That's arbitrage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Very fun stuff.
All right.
Alrighty. We'll see you next week.